kind of call it no man's land. So I guess was no man's land, and so but I'm not exactly sure about all those details, and then how it became developed the way it is today. I also, just to keep in mind, like back in 1926, when this came together, you wouldn't have these high rises at all, or these office buildings. It would have been a totally different atmosphere, and still, this is all going to be private property here. All of the apartments and high rise, like these mid rises, you could call them. In Chicago, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a 10-story building right here in Chicago. That's a mid-rise. We don't consider that a skyscraper, even though the first skyscraper had 10 stories. The home insurance building inside the Loop, but that's been torn down, which gets into a whole nother thing about Chicago being basically the site of the first skyscrapers. It'll get me going off in a whole nother direction about the use of iron post the Civil War, during the Civil War, and post the Civil War, which we might, I don't know in what context that could come up again, because it's really so this is going to be private property, right? No skateboarding, no skill, not a good idea. And so this is also a post. Remember when we were in Northbrook and we were talking about how they were branding the suburbs? This is an example. I don't know how, this one seems older, but this is telling you that you are entering Wilmette. Usually on the other side, it wouldn't say Wilmette, but maybe they were just reminding you that you were in Wilmette, or something like that. Or maybe this is still technically Wilmette, because we will come across a sign pretty soon that says that this is Kenilworth. So this is right on the bordery. What is the bordery? Right on the border, right on the boundary. A bordery is really like a border and a boundary. A bordery, and I think there's a sign right here that says Kenilworth, and also, or maybe we missed that. We will see it somewhere else. But well, here's okay. So these piers with the balls at the top, quite like a skill. I feel like I'm getting a skill vibe right here with the columns that is supporting a ball. I'd never even thought of it before. I didn't pay attention or notice this at all, but it does say Kenilworth right there, as you can see. And so these columns, these piers, are letting you know that you are at the Kenilworth border boundary. And now I'm contemplating columns with balls on top of them. I like that idea. Here's that sign. Here's from the other side. These are nice, and you can tell. I feel like these are older. These must go back maybe to the 60s or something. Is my guess. I'm not sure. Then you have here's the sign. Here's the sign I was looking for. Kenilworth. So this is. So if you thought Wilmette was, gonna cost you some money, Kenilworth is gonna cost you even more money. Probably like 1.5 times more money. So this is like, this is one of the wealthiest suburbs, wealthiest areas in the Midwest, which would put it in league with some of the wealthiest in the country. But of course, there's many of those, and there's many areas and places in the country. I don't even know how to even go about these things. But I would imagine that Kenilworth would be. There's also Winnetka to the north. You got Wilmette, we just talked about. But Kenilworth, I'm guessing this area right here, in general, I guess would be in the top 100, like wealthiest, highest annual income is a mark of that. Mahoney Park designed by Jens Jensen, 1933, placed on National Register of Historic Places in 1985. This plaque given by the Kenilworth Home and Garden Club in honor of their 75th anniversary in 1999. 75th anniversary in 1999. Well, we'll take 70 from 99, and that will get us down to 1929, and then we'll take 5 from 9, and we'll get 4. So 1924 is what they're saying, is that they started the Kenilworth Home and Garden Club in 1924 is the history. And as we said before, we know that the Plaza del Lago was around 1925, 26, 27 area. This being the 100th year of that. I didn't see anything in there that said like, ooh, it's the 100th year. So it sounds like this Kenilworth Home and Garden Club predates the Plaza del Lago by a year or two. Who knows? Maybe that was one of the reasons there must be some connection there, because they were already established, and the plaza was on the way, was to come, as we know, based on history. So there could have been some story. There's something in the history of this area about that. Here's a nice little place. Now this is your skill space, friends. This is what we've been looking for. So I see a bird feeder. I see this. I don't know what this is. Maybe a fountain, a trash can. Looks like a butterfly area to maybe take a moment. It's a monarch way station. This site provides milk, weeds, nectar sources, and shelter needed to sustain monarch butterflies as they migrate through North America. Certified and registered by Monarch Watch as an official monarch way station. Create, conserve, and protect monarch habitats. MonarchWatch.org. Monarch Watch, Kansas Biological Survey, University of Kansas, 2021. Constant Avenue, Lawrence, Kansas, 6604. You could write them a letter. So basically they're saying that this is one of the places where the butterflies, so that is an amazing story you can learn about if you don't know already. But the butterflies, the monarch butterflies, they travel like these butterflies, which, a butterfly is probably less in size than a bird. Probably. The butterflies are traveling thousands of miles. I kind of wanted to see if they had mentioned where they were traveling, but I think it's from Mexico to Canada or something. It's amazing. That's quite amazing. That's a feat of nature for these butterflies to travel all that distance. So they know to come here, they know to come in this general area, and that they know that there'll be food for them. So that's about ecology, and that skill space is definitely about that. It's definitely a component of being aware of what we do in the space. I think I guess we haven't gotten over it. No, we will never get over it. We will never get over it. But we've never gone over anything about keeping the space clean. There's the philosophy of leave no trace, and I don't know. It's gonna be so many videos, I guess, or there's many subjects, things that come up, and I guess I counted up the number of videos, and it's over 100 now, but that's with them broken down. So I don't know how many places yet. I don't know if it's even worth counting. I don't know. Maybe at some point when I make a list of the places that have been covered. Now, there's no skate park here. The reason for this was mostly because of, or really all because of Plaza del Lago, and that Plaza del Lago is really an example of this whole car park strip mall phenomenon. So by having a sense of what's going on here, the history of this place, it gives us a pretty good grounding in when we're out in general all over the country, and wherever we live, there's usually strip malls. So we could draw back to this place, as well as I am now to understand that this is the second strip mall outdoor car park shopping place. There's one older, don't know where it is, I don't know much about it, so that one could be learned about as well. So this is only the second. It's not the original as far as I know, but it still gives us a really good starting point. And luckily they do have this great space. Now I'm seeing some mud in the area. Different spots around here would be better than others, but I find this to be, in general, as I look around here, as far as skill spaces, I feel like, you could have a number of people out here. You could come out here whatever you want. You could do your skill space. You could skill space. You could skill out here. I don't know as far as light at night or anything. Usually these parks in general close at around like dusk or like 10 or something. So like you have to look, learn the local rules and stuff. I did not see any of that either. So yeah, on the local level, definitely check with that. But like, obviously when it's unless there's something where they close the park for whatever reason, maintenance, etc. It's like, yeah, like this is a really nice park. I feel like there might be some mud issues at times in certain places, just because I'm kind of just picking up that vibe from the type of ground I'm walking on now. And I also know that in general, this area has not gotten a lot of rain in the last few weeks. I think that it's a generally dry time. So if it was, it looks like this was aerated too. Aeration is like where they poke holes into the mud to kind of let air get into the dirt, which is important so that everything kind of like breathes and grows. So yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is that it's mostly a place that, unless for, like I said, for some small considerations, things that are out of the ordinary. Ordinarily, this would be a really nice place just to like come out and you should be able to hoop, kendama, juggle, dragon staff to your heart's content. Yes, this is a viable skill space as far as I'm concerned. And let's just see what's down here. They have this, this looks like at one point was like maybe a barbecue or some sort of a chimney of some kind that's been, or I don't know what it is. I really don't. I thought, yeah. And then, okay, so this actually, it says right there, no trespassing. So they have the beach portion of this park closed off, unless I'm missing a entrance in another place, which I don't think I am. I'm guessing that is, on the Google map, it looked like you could actually get down to the beach, but it looks like that may have been a misdirection. So that's why, that's just another reason, I'm trying to get this stuff out there and make it available so that, you can save some excitement, because you're not able to actually get to the beach at this point, as far as I know. Hold on. Let's take a look here. This, I'd be very surprised. I don't even see a path. Well, you get a little bit of a view, and you can hear it. Okay, so it looks like no beach for this park, no beach access. There are other beach access points